If you're just getting into woodworking and don't change the way you approach it right now, your chances of quitting within the next few months are much higher than you think. Every single day, beginners buy the wrong tools, take on projects that are way too advanced, and build up frustration that could have been avoided with a few simple decisions. The longer you keep repeating these mistakes, the harder it becomes to stay motivated. There is a smarter way to start, and understanding that early can be the difference between making fast progress or walking away from it completely. One of the biggest reasons beginners fail is waiting too long to start. They watch video after video, they compare tools, they research brands, they imagine the perfect workshop, they tell themselves they will begin when they feel ready. But readiness is not something you wait for, it is something you build through action. The longer you wait, the more intimidating the first step becomes. Think about learning how to drive. You can read manuals for months, you can watch tutorials every night, but until you sit in the driver's seat and press the gas pedal, you are not really learning. Woodworking works the same way. Progress comes from doing, not from preparing forever. Another common mistake is buying too many tools too soon. Beginners often believe that more tools equal better results, so they walk into a store excited and leave with large kits, expensive machines, and equipment they barely understand. At first, it feels productive, it feels like progress, but soon confusion replaces excitement. Too many options create hesitation. Instead of building projects, they spend time figuring out what tool to use next. A small set of essential tools is not a limitation, it is an advantage. It forces focus, it builds creativity. When you learn to do more with less, your skill grows faster. Every experienced woodworker started with basic tools. They did not wait until their workshop was complete, they built their workshop by building projects. Choosing projects that are too advanced is another trap. Beginners often want to impress themselves or others. They pick designs with complex joinery, difficult angles, or intricate details. The intention is good, the result is usually frustration. When a project demands skills you have not yet developed, mistakes multiply, motivation drops, confidence fades. Simple projects create momentum, a clean shelf, a small bench, a basic storage box. These builds teach measuring, cutting, sanding, and assembly in a manageable way. Each completed project becomes proof that progress is real. Momentum is powerful. Once you experience it, quitting becomes harder. Precision is another area where many beginners struggle. They underestimate how important measuring is. They rush through marking lines. They eyeball distances. They assume small errors will not matter. But in woodworking, small errors stack up quickly. A cut that is off by a few millimeters can lead to gaps, instability, or poor alignment. There is a saying that experienced builders repeat often: measure twice, cut once. It sounds simple, but it reflects discipline. Taking an extra moment to confirm your measurements can save hours of fixing mistakes later. Precision is not about perfection, it is about respect for the process. Rushing the finishing stage is another reason projects fail to meet expectations. After cutting and assembling, beginners are eager to see the final result. They skip proper sanding, they apply stain unevenly, they handle the piece before it is fully dry. Then they feel disappointed because the project looks rough or unpolished. Finishing is where transformation happens. Smooth surfaces reflect light better. Even color creates a professional feel. Clean edges make a piece look intentional. When you slow down during this stage, the entire project improves. Patience here is not wasted time. It is what turns effort into pride. Comparison also plays a silent but powerful role in beginner failure. Social media and online videos often show flawless workshops and perfect builds. A beginner watches this and feels behind before even starting. They compare their first attempt to someone else's 10th year of experience. That comparison creates pressure that kills enjoyment. Woodworking should begin as exploration, a chance to create something with your hands, a chance to solve simple problems. When the focus shifts from learning to competing, progress becomes stressful. Consistency matters more than natural ability. Showing up again and again builds skill faster than any shortcut.
Another major reason beginners fail is giving up after the first bad project. The first shelf might be uneven, the first box might have visible gaps, the first table might wobble slightly. These outcomes feel discouraging, but they are also normal. Every skilled craftsperson has a history of imperfect builds. Failure is feedback. Each mistake reveals what needs attention next time. Maybe you need better clamping, maybe you need to sand longer, maybe your measurements need more care. When you treat mistakes as lessons instead of proof of inability, growth becomes inevitable. There is a simple system that helps beginners avoid most of these problems. Start small, use basic tools, choose projects with real purpose, repeat the process, and improve one detail at a time. This approach removes overwhelm and builds confidence steadily. For example, imagine building a floating shelf for your living room. You measure carefully, you cut slowly, you sand until the surface feels smooth, you mount it securely. When you step back and see it holding books or decor, something shifts inside you. You realize you are capable of creating useful things. That realization is powerful motivation. If you want to make your start even easier, I placed a list of beginner-friendly tools and simple project resources in the description. These are practical options that help you avoid wasting money and time in the early stages. Having a clear path reduces doubt. When doubt is reduced, action becomes natural. Woodworking is not a race, it is a process of steady improvement. The goal is not to impress others immediately. The goal is to build skill quietly and consistently. Each cut teaches control, each sanding session teaches patience, each finished piece teaches confidence. Over time, your workshop will grow, your tools will improve, your projects will become more complex, but none of that happens without a beginning. The difference between those who succeed and those who quit isn't intelligence or talent, it is persistence. Progress rarely feels dramatic in the moment. It feels small, almost invisible. But weeks of small progress turn into visible results: a cleaner joint, a smoother finish, a more balanced design. These changes compound just like interest in a bank account. There is also deep satisfaction in solving problems with your own hands. Turning raw wood into something functional creates a sense of ownership that buying ready-made furniture never provides. You start seeing spaces differently. You start imagining solutions. Creativity becomes practical. Avoiding beginner failure is less about learning advanced techniques and more about building the right habits. Start before you feel ready, buy only what you need, choose simple builds, measure with care, finish with patience, compare less, continue after mistakes. These habits create momentum that carries you forward. Woodworking rewards those who respect the basics. It rewards those who show up even when results are imperfect, and it rewards those who stay long enough to see their effort turn into skill. Every expert once struggled with their first cuts. Every confident builder once doubted their ability. The only real difference is that they kept going. When you decide to continue despite early challenges, you step onto the same path. Failure at the beginning is not a warning sign to stop. It is a signal that learning has started. Build something small, learn from it, build again. Let improvement happen naturally. Over time, the frustration that once made you question yourself will be replaced by quiet confidence in what you can create.